Kuesk tatam skat nano takapintuhtau ya hanos. Puguma tamamawa toskia. Ikukakahtamaksit ja onanak. Nanato hisaya tsiktaguitsa hayahko tamamawihka. Tamamawiyattia tawitsi hittoja. Ksaan matamiopayo. Welcome. Over the past 4 years, researchers in our network have partnered with communities to tackle health issues together. This video showcases our collaborative efforts and positive impact we've made.
After a year of talking with Métis, First Nations community members, and researchers and graduate students working in Indigenous health research, we applied to host the Saskatchewan-NEIHR in September 2019. By December, we got the green light and we kicked off operations in January of 2020. Almost right away, we had to pivot because of the COVID-19 pandemic that impacted all of our plans for community engagement. We quickly moved everything online, launched our website and social media, and started hosting virtual meetings and webinars. All our webinars are recorded and available on our website for anybody to look at. And we always survey attendees to make sure we're hitting the mark.
Early that first year, we rolled out our Community Partnership Research Support Program, offering seed funds of up to $10,000 for researchers and community partners to develop Indigenous health research projects. In the first year alone, we funded 13 community projects through 2 rounds of applications, providing over $93,000 in funding. And we teamed up with Two Bridges Consulting to create an evaluation framework. This helped us track our network's impact and report back to our communities and funders. What we learned from these evaluations helps us stay responsive to the evolving health research needs of First Nations and Métis peoples in Saskatchewan.
In our second year, we transitioned to the Cree and Michif names gifted for the First Nations and Métis networks within the Saskatchewan-NEIHR, so it is now known as the Na-Tawehowin and Mamawekikeak Research, Training, and Mentorship Networks, Saskatchewan-NEIHR for short.
Early that year, we hosted an impactful webinar titled Racism in Healthcare, focusing on systems change. It featured healthcare leaders from Saskatchewan discussing how their organizations address reports of racism. The event drew over 400 participants on Zoom and Facebook Live. The feedback from our post-event survey was overwhelmingly positive, underscoring just how valuable this discussion was.
We funded another 4 community partnership projects and developed a searchable member database for our website. Near the end of the year, our external evaluator conducted our first annual member survey. Results showed that 77% of respondents felt the Saskatchewan-NEIHR advanced their knowledge of community-based research, data sovereignty, and research rights. 86% agreed that the NEIHR improved their understanding of researchers' roles in advancing Indigenous wellness in Saskatchewan. Interviews with 6 on the leadership team showed similar positive results.
As we wrapped up year 2 and moved into year 3, we teamed up with the NEIHR National Coordinating Center to co-host the National Gathering of Graduate Students. Representatives from the NEIHRs helped plan the National Gathering, the first time it had been held in person since 2018. It took place at the beautiful Dakota Dunes Resort on Whitecap Dakota First Nation in June 2022. The event was a big success, with over 150 attendees and 60 Indigenous graduate students showcasing their research. After the gathering, both in person and through the post-event survey, attendees shared how much they benefited from the event and appreciated the supportive space we all created together for Indigenous scholars.
In September of 2022, we got together for our annual leadership and staff retreat, and it was great to finally meet in person instead of online. One of the highlights was creating a new position for an Indigenous Knowledge Keeper in residence, and we were thrilled to welcome Métis Knowledge Keeper Terry Hanson-Gardner to the role. We also developed a terms of reference for principal investigators, including a policy on Indigenous identity. Plus, after reviewing our community partnership funds, we decided to switch to a rolling deadline and add funding specifically for knowledge translation projects.
In December 2022, we hosted another major event, an in-person roundtable that was also streamed live on Facebook. The topic was the impact of pretendians in the academy, coming a year after Saskatchewan NEIHR researchers raised concerns about Carrie Baras's identity. It was a dynamic discussion that really delved into the personal impacts pretendians have on Indigenous scholars. In the post-event survey, 96% of the attendees, 150 people, said that this event motivated them to hold institutions and governments to account on oppressive research, policies, or practices.
Interest in our seed funding grew, and by the end of year 4, we had given out $259,000 in funding. 32 projects focused on community partnership development and 9 on knowledge translation. The feedback from funding recipients has been very positive, highlighting just how valuable this support was in their final reports.
In September 2023, we had a packed schedule. We offered the first day-long training on the Métis data governance principles developed by Dr. Tate, Henry, and others, followed by our annual research leadership and staff retreat. We also hosted our inaugural First Nations and Métis Research Engagement Day at Saskatchewan Heritage Park, just north of Saskatoon. This event was a fantastic opportunity for researchers, community members, and students from all over the province to come together. They got to hear from Saskatchewan NEIHR researchers, graduate students, and community partnership fund recipients about their work in community-based Métis and First Nations health research. Out of the 130 attendees, 60% were from the community, showing that we've successfully reached and involved people beyond our universities. We've got some really positive feedback from the post-event survey.
In summer 2023, we supported our knowledge keeper, Terry Hansen Gardner, a cancer survivor and advocate, gather other Métis cancer survivors from northern Saskatchewan to share their journeys through digital stories. We met on the land at the Back to Batoche Métis gathering for several days. Facilitators from the Story Centre Canada worked with people there and later online to produce short videos of their personal journeys. By December, we reunited to watch the 7 personal stories and discuss the project's impact. You can watch these stories on our website under the News tab and on our YouTube channel.
In our 4-year annual survey, the external evaluator asked people about the Saskatchewan NEIHR's impact since its launch. Respondents noted that the NEIHR helped them understand researchers' roles in advancing Indigenous wellness, gain knowledge of Indigenous data sovereignty and research rights, and learn about responsive, community-based research and health research opportunities.
The survey also showed that the Saskatchewan NEIHR advanced knowledge of Indigenous research ethics, methodologies, and anti-racism, anti-oppressive research approaches. These findings underscore the NEIHR's vital role in promoting Indigenous research practices, strengthened by qualitative interview results and database findings.
Interviews and annual surveys have also shown how important the support and mentorship that the Saskatchewan NEIHR offers Indigenous graduate students is. We send students to the National Gathering of Graduate Students each year, provide travel and research stipends, and create spaces where Indigenous students can connect with experienced researchers and gain valuable insights into the academic and research world.
As an Indigenous student, accepting a NEIHR scholarship and being invited to NEIHR events has been life-changing. Beforehand, I was severely isolated and was given no real opportunities to meet and work with other Indigenous researchers. The NEIHR has also given me the strength and confidence to speak out against racism and oppression within my own departments, as I know I have these supports in place. Lastly, because of the NEIHR, my career has had rapid positive change and I'm now sure in my own path. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do after grad school, but now I know exactly where I'm going and who I want to be surrounded with by this process.
Katatamskat na o kapin tuhtau ya hanos. Koes man tunimam san tahtogishigaw. Tamyo pa ikahkyogi go itamama watoskia. Igohome ikahkitamag paitik. teisiin naanak ista nomikahti maaksiak tawaasimsnaanak toppinaajako. Eikö siisaan mapu mantuu Jesus huitsihinaan. Eikö siisaan mapu tamiopajuuta maamavatoskia. Kajesta vitsa haajahkoa uisuskaajakin kahkitsi maaksitsik. Hai hai.